The EIN is the federal tax identification number for the entity, and obtaining one is one of the few formation steps where the government's own site is faster, free, and better than every private alternative. 10 Minutes on Irs.gov. No fee, immediate issuance. The reason this video exists is that a parallel industry of lookalike sites charges between $49 and $129 to submit the same free application to the same IRS on your behalf, adding nothing except confusion about which site is official. The single instruction in this video is, go direct. Don't pay anyone for an EIN. 10 minutes free Irs.gov, that's the whole headline. The application is a web form that walks you through a sequence of questions. The IRS issues the EIN at the end of the same session. No fee, no waiting period, no third party in the middle. $49 to $129 charges on lookalike sites are pure markup on a free government service. Bookmark Irs.gov for the application, not a third-party domain that looks similar. 4 operational reasons make the EIN necessary even for a single-member LLC. Opening a business bank account requires it. Banks won't accept your SSN as the entity's tax ID. Hiring employees or independent contractors requires it, because the W-9s they sign and the 1099s you issue use the EIN. The S-corp election in Unit 4.10 requires an EIN because Form 2553 won't process without one. And the practical reason that matters every week, removing your social security number from business documents like vendor onboarding forms and platform W-9s. Once the EIN exists, your SSN stops circulating in business contexts. The application path is short enough to walk through in a sentence. Go to irs.gov, click the business menu, find Apply for EIN online, have your LLC formation articles open in another tab, or at least know the entity name and state of formation. Answer a series of questions about entity type, state, responsible party, and intended use. Your SSN is required for identity verification of the responsible party. That's an internal IRS record, not a public one. The EIN is issued on screen at the end of the session immediately. The whole sequence runs 10 minutes from open to finish. Save the on-screen confirmation page the same minute it appears, because the IRS makes you wait for the paper version. Print the page or save it as a PDF before you close the browser tab. That on-screen confirmation is your only proof of EIN issuance for the next 4 to 6 weeks. The IRS mails the CP-575 letter, the official paper notice of EIN assignment, in that window. When it arrives, file it in the Entity Records folder next to the formation articles and the operating agreement. Banks, some state agencies, and some larger contractors will ask for the CP-575 specifically rather than the on-screen page. Losing the CP-575 letter is an annoying problem because the replacement process isn't fast. If the original gets misplaced, and a non-trivial number of coaches lose it because the envelope looks like junk mail, replacement requires a Form 147C request to the IRS. That takes weeks, sometimes more during tax season. The fix is to not lose it in the first place. Store the original in the Entity Records folder. The folder lives wherever your formation articles, operating agreement, and registered agent confirmation live. That single folder is the documentation pack you'll need for every banking, lending, and vendor onboarding event going forward. Timing the EIN application relative to LLC formation matters because the application asks for the entity. The right sequence is LLC formation confirmation comes back from the state, then EIN application. The IRS application asks for the LLC's legal name and state of formation as required fields. Apply before the LLC exists, and you'll either be filing as a sole prop EIN, which is a different record, or amending the LLC's EIN later when you realize the entity name on the certificate doesn't match. Wait for the formation confirmation to land in your email, then run the EIN application that same day. The third-party EIN site industry is worth a brief call-out because the marketing is convincing. These sites are legal. They're not running a scam in the criminal sense. What they do is take your information, charge $99, submit the exact same SS4 form to the exact same IRS that the free site would have processed, and email you the EIN with their branding on it. No additional service, no expert review, no expedited processing. The IRS treats their application identically to yours. Some coaches pay because the site implies the fee is mandatory or that the official process is complicated. Neither is true. The IRS interface is straightforward. Two ways to close this video depending on where you are in the sequence. If your LLC formation is already filed and confirmed, open the IRS EIN application right now. 10 minutes, free, done before the next video. The CP-5005 will arrive in a month. That's a separate event you can mostly forget about until it shows up. If your formation isn't filed yet, write EIN application as the next item on your formation checklist, positioned immediately after the formation confirmation. Don't let it sit. Coaches who delay the EIN by weeks after formation usually delay the business bank account by the same weeks, which delays clean tax separation for the same period.